Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So if you're new here, this is the series of spiritual life coaching. So this is the second episode. So far I've been having a lot of fun communicating with Spirit, a lot of fun figuring out what Spirit wants to talk about. So there was a lot of pondering on this video and how I could make it as simple as possible for everybody to understand and to practice. And what Spirit said was very simple. There's only 2 steps to forgiveness. So if you clicked on this video, it's because you wanted to find out what these 2 steps were to obtaining and understanding a deeper meaning to forgiveness. Forgiveness is something that ultimately will set you free, will allow you to tap into that inner joy that is already inside of us. So if you watched the first video, it was all about happiness and how it's already inside of you. It hasn't left, it's already there. So going a step further would be to forgive all parts of yourself, and all parts include your relationships, include your surroundings, include everything and everyone in your life. But ultimately, it comes back to you. So the first step in forgiveness is wanting to forgive. You are literally, deliberately creating the want. You're telling the universe what you're setting out for. So you're getting the ball rolling with your manifestation. It is the law of attraction. So in order to have forgiveness in your life, or for forgiveness to be a part of your life, you need to want it. And then the second step to forgiveness. So you take whoever you're wanting to forgive. Let's say you're wanting to forgive yourself, because ultimately you need to forgive yourself in order to be able to forgive everybody and everything around you. If you don't know how to forgive yourself, then you don't know how to love yourself. And thus you won't be able to create the relationships that you want in your life. So in order to forgive yourself, if we're using ourselves for an example, we need to see ourselves through the eyes of the universe, whether that be the eyes of God, whichever form it takes place for you. If it's God, Goddess, divine, love, higher self, whoever you want to call it. You need to see yourself as God sees you. You are a child of love. We make mistakes and we grow. If we punish ourselves for these mistakes, then we're falling into the guilt. We're falling into the blame. We're falling into everything that the mind perceives, not our soul, right? So if you come back to the idea of looking at yourself through the eyes of God, through the eyes of your higher self, your spirit, all they see is love. You would never look at your children and condemn them for actions that they've done and hold it against them their entire life. Because as parents, there's something called unconditional love. And we need to take this same love and reflect it to ourselves. We have done nothing wrong. We have made mistakes, and we learn, and we grow, and we evolve. So the 2 steps of forgiveness is wanting and then seeing yourself as your soul sees you. Eyes of love. We are children of God. We are children of the universe. We are children of love. It's very simple. We intend to make it so complicated, but it is indeed very simple. So in order for us to forgive ourselves, we must want and we must see ourselves as these children of love. And then in turn, it will become much easier for us to forgive another. If you look at another and you take away the separation that the mind creates, The mind creates a separation physically. I'm one body and that's another body. That body has done things to me that make me sad, that make me angry, whatever it is. But as soon as you create the separation, that is where the conflict arises. That is where the disconnection arises. But if you see another and you take form of God, if you take form of your higher self, which essentially we are all pieces of something much greater than ourselves. But if you look at that person as the eyes of God, it will become much easier to forgive. It will become much easier to love, right? So in order for us to be able to forgive, we must want it. But why would you ever not want to forgive somebody for your freedom? You're sacrificing your freedom. Of course, people have done things that sometimes are unexplainable. But this method that Spirit is talking about applies to all things big and small. So it's a matter of taking it on in your own form, in your own consciousness, and how that applies to you. Allow Spirit to work through you. It's very simple. As long as we disconnect from the separation and we see everybody and everything as one being, if you can see what Spirit is showing me, it is that we all come from this beautiful place of nowhere. It is beautiful and filled with love. We are gathered in hundreds of beautiful, luminescent beings. And then soul contracts, we decide it's time for me to go experience this physical being, this physical body, and earth. So these little beings of light start to come down and take shape in this physical body. That is my identity in this lifetime, Terrylee, right? But the bigger picture is that these beings of light that are coming down are all connected. We all make one. We make the universe. We make God. We are the heartbeat of the universe. So to take away the separation that the mind creates is essentially taking back your power. It is revealing truth. It is revealing love. And that, my friends, is how easy it is to forgive. So thank you very much for tuning in to this second video of Spiritual Life Coaching with myself and my team of spirit guides and angels that is here to serve you with all of my being. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe and press the bells for notifications. You will get all the details and be the first to know of the next upcoming episode of Spiritual Life Coaching. Again, my name is Terrylee. I'm deeply grateful for you being here today and for sharing these messages. If this message resonates with you, feel free to share it. Press the send button and share it to a friend who might need it today. Because at the end of the day, it all comes back to love and growth and joy, my friends. Joy. So take care. Namaste.